Alright, bienvenidos a los Tres Golpes Tv, Padrillo y Espíritu Santo. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys like to see this channel, if you guys already liked. And also hit that bell button too, so you guys are notified if I upload a new video. I've been seeing that the views are going up, so that's great. Today we got somebody special, a friend by a friend. So technically, met his brother first, and then through him I was able to meet him, and then meet the whole Haven group and all that stuff. Amazing. But today I have to, with you guys today, introduce you guys to somebody new. A new friend, Ricardo.
How are you?
How you going, bro? How's it going?
Yeah.
So, what's up, bro?
You know, just chilling. You know, just doing what I can. You know, with Haven and everything. Helping out where I can.
So, what do you do now? Is in sense of like go to school? You don't go to school?
Right now I'm actually doing my master's. You know, at Kane for architecture. I graduated already from like my bachelor's. Already, you know, I did those 4 years. Literally, like no sleep at all.
I'm so sarcastic. How old are you?
I'm 24 right now.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm like, wait, architect. Cause my sister, she also majored in architecture.
Yeah.
That was like 8 years ago. So now she works for a firm, all that stuff. So definitely you need to connect. I got you. But how's that been an experience for you, like the architect major?
It's been a lot.
A lot, right? Cause I know I had a friend when I started that he was non-stop. Like there was all-nighters. You guys were definitely drawing a lot. So many like different projects and like deadlines you guys have to hit. And you guys, I know you guys created something called like portfolio. Like
Yeah. The portfolio actually came my senior year of my undergrad.
Okay.
So you know that's when I had to start putting everything together. You know, putting all my projects together. But no, it's been what this year, including this year, it's been 6 years already.
Okay.
That I've been doing it. Literally,
No,
like no sleep.
So the master's program is like what, 2 years, 1 year?
Master's program is 2 years.
Okay.
2 years, yeah. It's crazy because when I actually came into the program and everything, the dean of my program, he literally, when he was doing my interview, he was like, if you're gonna join the architecture program, be ready to not sleep. If you're not willing to not sleep, if you think you're gonna sleep during like college and everything like that, don't join.
I mean, so it's real though. He's being real with you at least.
I know, yeah. He's straightforward with me.
Yeah, because there's people that they literally sell you what is it, like a bluff, and then you finally hit rock bottom, like, oh God, what did I put myself into?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, well, God, I really want to do this, so I'm gonna do it.
Ah, that's what's up. You as in, so I know you are Haven Worship's bass players, right?
Yeah. So
you, in the sense of like, how that happened, in the sense of like playing an instrument, how did that happen?
So how it started was I was 13.
Okay.
And you know, for my home church that I'm in right now, the worship team, they needed a bass player, right? Okay. I always wanted to play guitar. I always wanted to be a guitar player and everything, and I was actually learning. Like I was picking up classes. I had bought myself an acoustic guitar and everything. And I was learning, and I did learn. I learned a bit. Like I learned a few chords and everything. You know, I was learning how to put like songs together and all that. And then when I go to like speak to like the worship leader, right? I'm like, oh, like I'm ready and everything to go. Like I want to play guitar, and he's like, oh, but we already have like a lot of guitar players. They had like 2 or 3 at the time. Yeah. Already, and they were like, oh, but you know, we don't have a bass player. And I was like, what is that?
Oh my God! You know what's great though? I feel like people know guitar. It makes it easier for them to learn bass, or vice versa. And the same thing with like, if you know already strings, you should be good with the piano. Yeah. Because it feel like it goes together.
Yeah, because it's all like, you know, like the chords and everything. Chord structure is kind of the same, like guitar, bass, you know, you can kind of switch off.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, this is music talk. So definitely, if you want to study music, go ahead so you can understand what we're talking about, right? But right now, it could be confusing for you guys, but it's all good. In the sense of like, I understand you though, because for me, before I became a percussionist, I wanted to play bass as well. And it was like, I know the basics, you know? Yeah. But then my sister came in the picture, because my sister plays all types of instruments. And at the time, we didn't have a bass player. We didn't have a solid guitar player yet. It was like, we were all going to transition to different stuff. So I was like, you know what? Don't worry about how you learn to play that. And I'll go play something else. And then out of nowhere, it just happened.
Yeah. No, the crazy part is that the bass and the drums go together.
Exactly.
So like, you know, when I play the bass and everything, I gotta follow like that kick drum.
Yeah, because you guys definitely on hands on the same thing. Yeah, but that's great. So as you being a bass player for Haven, how has that been an experience for you?
The experience, you know, has been like great. Like the fact that like, you know, we can use like the worship that we give to like minister to others. Yeah. Like I know that an event that we did like last year in May and everything, we got invited to play at this church, like AYC. Okay. Is what their youth is called. And you know, that was their first like experience as to what a worship night is. So, you know, God gave Haven like the privilege to be able to introduce these youth into what, you know, worshiping is. And you know, it was just great to see like those youth like being like, wow, like this is great. Like
that's
and we do this all
amazing
the time.
because there's people that don't. I feel like they in church, and it's since they've been so many years in church, they forget what worship is. You know, and it becomes a way where like we have to like definitely God needs to permit that you hit rock bottom in life, so you can remember yourself. Like, yo, you're here for a reason. Don't forget that when you worship God, He loves it. Yeah. And that's what we're meant to do. We're supposed to here to serve, do God's will, and praise Him at all times. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's like that's great that you were definitely able to like, or the group in general was able to like introduce that to those youth. And I mean, I know you guys definitely marked them.
No, yeah, like after that and everything, I know they were asking for like another worship night and everything because they wanted more. Like I remember that night, like when we stopped playing and everything, because you know, like it was getting like late-ish and everything. Like they still wanted us to keep going. Like if we were telling them, we would stay there the whole night. It's like
bro, forget it. That's definitely something that always happens with us too, because we have conventions on every single year on August. It's 3 days, but every single day, since obviously we stay in a hotel. Yeah. So we have they only rent us out the place for a certain amount of time. It's 11 o'clock. We have to leave. But yeah, we want to something happen.
Yeah, you want to keep going.
You want to keep going. It's like,
man.
Yeah. But it's a struggle. But it's amazing though that you're able to do that though, because I feel like that could be seen with the excitements that we go for. Like you're going to church and walking, but it's like kaya mismo, you know. Definitely go from an experience. You as a male, obviously you were 1 year older than me. What was your struggles growing up? In the sense, you were born and raised in church?
Yeah, born and raised in church. Yeah.
So what was your struggles like growing up?
Struggles with me and everything, like for example, like in high school, was you know, always trying to mark that difference. Yeah. You know, being like the difference maker in between like my friends group and everything. Because my friends group, like if I'm being honest, they weren't Christians. So you know, it was always trying to be different compared to them. You know, not do what they do. Yeah. And always show them, you know, like why I don't do it, and you know, always be that influence to them. And everything, you know, from all my friends and everything like that, like they knew that I was Christian, like off the bat. Like they knew that I served on the worship team at my church and everything like that. They knew to like, you know, not really include me in things like that they would do that were like secular. So you know, but always with my testimony, always preach to them in that sense.
Yeah, because that's something very big though, because people say, well, I don't know how to preach. But I'm like, your testimony could be your preaching right there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's crazy because for me, when I grew up, definitely when I was in high school, I felt like we all hit that. At that point in our lives. Me, I say, yo tenía un pie adentro, un pie afuera. That makes sense. Yeah. Because I was like, trying to mark the difference, right? That was something that I always grew up with. But I was I guess I could say that now, after that, I'm looking at it after I graduated, after 8 years plus years, that I noticed that I was trying to fit in, but there was no need for me to fit in. Yeah. Because even though it looked like I was a part of something in school, they knew that I was different from everybody else. Yeah. I didn't have to say anything to nobody. Everybody knew like, yo, we can't really include this guy because I don't know. It was something that I don't know. But they knew, even though I never told them. Yeah. But people who follow me on IG didn't know I was wearing suits. And they were saying, oh, you was wearing suits now. I'm a church boy, bro. You know, it's a regular. It's something I like to do. Yeah. But it was something that I knew, I know now, that our testimonies talk a lot. Even though you don't talk about you're a Christian, but somebody should definitely know when you walk in the place like, yo, that guy's not like this. You know? And it's not bad. I'm not saying that's something bad. That's something very good. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're not from here.
Yeah, we're not.
We're just here for a moment in time. And it's crazy, be like, well, all these years passed, que Dios viene. 25 years passed, 30 years passed. The thing is that we're going to understand, in God's eyes, something is different. Yeah. Remember, for example, I know this thing in the Bible, it says, like, para ti puede ser un año.
It's like one day could be 1,000 years, and then 1,000 years could be one day.
So your 50 years of life, in His eyes, is only one day. Exactly. So, like, you kind of have to madurate, grow spiritually, so you kind of understand, Yeah. And it's obviously for a youth person, we struggle with a lot of things. Yeah. If it's in the sense of like you growing up as if you don't feel comfortable in your skin, or like how you see like, oh, they could do something, but I can't do that, or sometimes something could be sexually. Yeah. And it's like struggles that we all know that happens, but nobody will talk about it. And I feel that's when things get like that. People definitely hit rock bottom because like since they don't know who to talk to.
Yeah, that's where I feel like
things happen.
That's where I feel like the church has to like kind of like wake up in a sense and help out the youth that struggle with things like that. Yeah. Like be able to talk to them like like in a comfortable manner. Yeah. Not make them feel like okay, like I can't come to them because they're immediately gonna judge me. Yeah. Like no, like you should be able to open up to your leaders, and everything. Say, hey, like I'm struggling with this, like right now, like is there a way that you can help me? Because what better counsel is there, than to look for people who are looking for God.
Yeah, and it's all too. We cannot forget people before us. They were also youth, and they also passed through something that you're going through. It's like, yo, I'm struggling through this, but I feel like I'm the only one passing. No, everybody has gone through that. Yeah. So it's like you're not alone in this world. Like, definitely reach out to your leaders, because in the day they're there for a reason.
Exactly.
You know, and then don't wait until that situation happens where you commit a sin, or like you commit something was wrong, and then you just like took it upon yourself, think that you're strong, you can handle it. Yeah. And then when you finally notice, it's like, oh my God, I'm in this big hole, it's a mess, But you could have prevented it if you talk to your leaders,
Yeah, because the earlier you detect it and everything, the easier it is to fix.
All right. I'm gonna escalate the little volume a little bit, So as I told you struggle as a male, but it's like, do you feel that do you feel that rules are more put on the female than the male?
What do you mean?
As in the church, because I know we have rules. There's certain regulations we cannot do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like in general, we could take church out of this.
Okay.
I feel like the female has so much standards, and I feel like for men is less.
Yes, that's something that I've always seen. In a lot of churches, including my own, and everything that I don't know exactly.
Look at it this way. I know the Bible says that el hombre es la cabeza del hogar. Right? I understand that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I'm the man of the house, and then I'm gonna treat the girl like a dog. You crazy? Another day, ella mi esposa, I'm gonna give her place. Yeah. When days come, don't do it just because you want to, just to show her that you love her.
Exactly.
Do it like genuinely. Like, I'm gonna give you your place. I'm there to take you out. Again, this is all about that. Not to make people go crazy at me, but that woman empowerment stuff. Yeah. That's a topic that's very, very controversial, because it's like, okay, woman empowerment. But it's like, at the end of the day, there's certain things, God says certain things for a reason. Yeah. And I feel like when things come out of perspective, it's like, okay, woman empowerment. And then there's a situation where they feel like the female is more than the male. And then when the male's all those situations we live now is because of that. Because people misunderstand things. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna treat her like a dog.
Exactly. Yeah. I think part of that, why some men are like that, might have to do with culture, Hispanic culture, for example. Hispanic culture and everything like that. Men, I've seen the way they treat their wives and everything. It's just that's incredible. I don't even know how she's still there, but I think it's a culture thing. Because I've seen for example American culture and everything here, and the way that they treat family is a little bit different.
Different, right?
Yeah, they they honor their wives, and it's okay, for example, when they go on vacations, right? They're we're gonna go as a family and everything, but we're gonna enjoy this and everything. In our culture, Hispanic culture, it's a little bit different. It's what the guy says goes.
And that's not wrong, because I know people who have an understanding. As long as everything's an understanding, things should definitely function, right? Yeah. So I'm all about, okay, because I know females I've talked to, they're like, yo, I love when a man takes control and what he says is cool. That is good. Yeah. But the male should never ever forget, yo, again, that's your wife. You work, but don't forget you work for her too. You feel me? It's all in unity. And that's something that I feel like I feel like
it's more like teamwork. Teamwork in a sense where where the guy, he is the head, because that's how God placed it in the Bible. Yeah. So the guy is the head, but he can't just fully not take into consideration his wife. Exactly. Be okay, I'm just gonna do everything. It doesn't matter how you feel about it or anything. That's it.
For me, it's okay. It's like that thing with you should always serve your man. I'll pray the food. No, one cycle. I don't care about that. As long as you there with me and we grind together. Yeah, like sky's the limit, Because there could be a chance where one day she can't cook, and it could be a day I'm there, but she's working. Yeah. So I'm gonna go handle the house business. Right? Exactly. It doesn't make you less than the man if you wash dishes.
It's crazy.
Come on now. You could definitely wash dishes, bro. It's not that okay. Exactly. Number one does that. But she's be a stay-home mom.
What's crazy is that some men will wait till their wife gets home to do everything. She's coming home tired and everything. You've literally been sleeping on the couch all day.
It's 7:00. What are we doing for food? Huh? Esa no cuerda. What are you talking about? You should have been done something or probably bought food or cookout or something, you know? Yeah. Like for me, one of the rules I'm definitely going to put in my house, okay, she could cook on Monday, Tuesday, whatever not. When it's Friday all the way to Sunday, nobody's cooking in the house. We're going out, we're going to have fun, you feel me? That's the way I think. Yeah. Not everybody thinks like that way, but that's the way I think.
No, yeah, that's something that we do in like my house, personally. Like, you know, like, my dad will not have my mom cook every day. Like, you know, there'll just be times where he'll just come home and like, nah, we're going to go out to eat. And everything that my mom's happy, of course, and everything.
No, that's
like
what's
that.
up,
So, you know,
bro. Yeah,
so, you know, because those are her days to relax,
rest, you know.
Yeah. So you know,
that's what's up. That's definitely good though. In the sense of like, what are your plans? In the sense of like, okay, you're your architect major, you're doing your masters. Now you're also part of Haven Worship. As the things have started, the way things are going now too as well, and like obviously you guys are definitely, you know, I don't know if you guys know. I think I did tell you guys that last time, but you guys are also in album mode, right? So as the things are flowing, how do you see you guys going? Is it good? Is there certain things you have to like tweak here and there?
Yeah, I mean, as a group and everything, I see us like going up, like in a positive way. And you know, the more like exposure we get, the more that people get to know who we are and everything, like our stories. Yeah. You know, I feel like the more that we'll get to show, like, you know, what Jesus means to us, to other people. You know, okay,
that's important.
Like, let us minister to others. So you know, as far as like the album goes and everything like that, like, you know, we really hope that it impacts a lot of lives. And you know, we're trying our hardest, you know, to make it like, you know, the best that we can.
I mean, it's not
and
easy.
To glorify God always.
Yeah, that's not easy. Especially like we live in a world where it's like man eat man type of thing. Like survivor of the fittest. Because the thing is like right now, this is a topic I talked to also with my my boy the other interview. I feel like there's so much music out right now, and I feel like it became a recycle bin. Yeah. Create music. You guys are definitely a new group, right? But another group come back tomorrow, and then they create something that they tumba your hits, for example. And they're like, oh my God, now our album have hit the top tier, and we have to make another album to kind of stay in the picture, you know? So I feel right now there's a struggle with like, or misunderstanding what music is. Yeah. No longer takes time to make an album. Yeah. Everything is single. Every 2 weeks, another song. Every 2 weeks, another song. I'm like, bro, this is a time where you guys are definitely taking time to make your album, right? Yeah. People don't see all the hard work you guys do. Yeah. Right? And then obviously, us as Christians, we like to hear the whole album, the whole track list. Yeah. When it comes to non-Christian music, it could be 10 songs, but only 2 make in a sense of like everybody knows the 2 songs, but everything else somebody listens to. Yeah, and then most likely what they'll do is they'll click the one that has like the star on it, or like the one that's mostly played. Yeah. So that's the one that people. And I feel like that is so horrible because it's like, okay, the person who made the song, the artist, struggles so much. I know people who made albums. There's just some songs in them. And they did it 5 years ago. Yeah. And it's crazy because they take out all these albums, right? And all these songs on the track list just gets lost in thin air. Yeah. And then it was crazy because right now, I listen to the radio station, it's Ryan 911 and then Caleb, all that stuff. There's a song on the album that came out 2019, and now there's a big one. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, so as a youth musician, and also in Haven Worship, do you feel that way in the sense of like there's a lot of music out there that people probably don't understand the meaning of music, or they just want to be a worship band just because there is a lot of money in music, and I feel like there is more as in like an audience for Christians in the platform of music than people who are not Christian music. Yeah. So do you understand that in the sense of like, is that happening now? Do you see that?
I mean, in a sense, yeah, because I do see that a lot of like worship teams, you know, are coming out and everything right now, and a lot of like worship groups are releasing music. So you know, it's important, you know, as like Christians and everything to like, you know, observe all the music, but in a way also understand, you know, like the message that's also being like relayed behind it, because there's a lot of Christian songs that, you know, might seem like Christian, but when you actually hear them and everything, like,
it's just a song with nice letters.
Exactly.
Words on them.
Exactly.
Cute, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like people who are not musicians, I feel like it struggles for them to see that. We musicians, we can see that. Because the thing is that I feel like we're people that actually hear everything. And then we like into every single word. And we actually like, you know, pick her. Because it's like, we have to do it though. Yeah. Because we can't be just singing anything, you know? Yeah, no, we can't. Next you know, you think it's a cute song. And at the end of the day, it was like, whoa, that was not a Christian song. I did not know that, you know? Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's why like with Haven and everything, like in the writing process, like, you know, we make sure, you know, that, you know, The Spirit is the one guiding us. Like we're not just putting like words to paper just to put them there. Like that what we sing, like what we like minister to others, actually has a meaning behind it.
Oh, that's definitely important though, because that could be also. Well, I could say this as an advice to newcomers. Yeah. Definitely don't forget the reason why you guys make music. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's for God. Same thing. We could be definitely part of different federations. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't separate us. Because at the end of the day, we're praying for one God and one God
exactly.
only, And I feel like some people don't understand that. Yeah. And it's great that you understand that too, because definitely we start very solid, and then when we start escalating certain things, we forget the reason why we're here, the reason why we started. And that's when all the problems happen. That's when the ego kicks in place. Mm-hmm. And then you think that, because obviously you guys are a group, you guys obviously, hopefully you guys start getting paid and income. But then once everybody's getting paid individually, that's when you really see the true cost of people. Because money is like, I don't know, it changes people automatically.
Yeah, it always does. But that's the one thing that, I always try to remind like my brother and everything. And the thing at Haven is always to remain humble. Because, like there's artists that, just start off humble. But then as they begin to get big and people begin to know who they are, like it gets to their head. Yeah. Se vuelven como la última Coca-Cola. Like that saying in Spanish and everything. And it's just like, do you not understand that like God doesn't see the arrogant? Like he sees the arrogant from afar. So why would you ever want God to see you from afar? You always want him to keep you close.
And all that hard work you guys do, just because arrogancia, te lo opaca. Like it gets dark.
Exactly.
It has no meaning. It just falls through the hole.
Being arrogant doesn't get you anywhere.
Exactly.
Like if I'm gonna be honest with everybody, like being arrogant really does not get you anywhere. Like being humble, it does. Like ser humilde, like that's the best thing that you can ever be.
Oh yeah, definitely, bro. And that's something that we need to always remind ourselves of. That just stay humble. Definitely, you guys the best. I give you guys for the group and all that stuff. Always stay together, bro.
Yeah.
Any situation that happens, figure it out together. Don't figure it out individually. Definitely, because I know the great thing about Haven is that you guys also family. You have you and your brother. Then you have Andrea. Then you have I forgot their name. Since you guys one of your vocalists.
Kayla.
Yeah. Then you guys have Alex, the drummer. You have Jawaz, your manager, right? Mm-hmm. Then you guys have the pianist, I forgot his name as well.
Jason.
Jason. It's like there's family, there's close friends, and at the end of the day, it unites you guys as a family. Because at the end of the day, okay, we're born in different households, different bloods, but under God, we're all one family.
Exactly.
That's what's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, as we can start wrapping up, I'm ask you some questions, right? Then you don't have to answer it. Okay. So, definitely, as in, what are your plans after college?
After college, I mean, at the moment right now, I'm working a part-time job, at like a firm. Okay. For the moment. So, after I graduate, hopefully if God permits, get that full-time job.
Definitely, bro. We all wish for that.
Yeah. So that's like in the talks right now.
Definitely.
And everything. So, I'm hoping that. And then, just like praying, to see where God leads Haven and everything.
Oh, yeah, bro. I remember that worship that you guys had. This was for the live album you guys did. Mm-hmm. There, God touched me and talked to Abe and everything. But I'm like, yo, you guys staying humble.
Yeah, because I remember.
You guys gonna reach a certain like status, bro. It's gonna be nuts, bro. So I told him like, yo, just keep going. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because also I talked in an interview with him. I know what the group's happening. I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. I know that situation happened where you guys broke up and this and that. Yeah. And all that stuff happened, all that ruckus. And as I spoke that word to him, I felt like that was a way to let him know, like, bro, Dios está viendo, bro. God is on you. Just keep going.
It's crazy because when you told him that and everything, the situation hadn't happened yet.
Wow.
It hadn't happened yet, so you were ready for telling what was going to happen to him and everything. And those words that you gave him and everything, like, he needed a lot of encouragement after that. Because it was tough.
Definitely, right?
It was tough. Like, being there during the whole, like, process and seeing everything that was, like, unfolding before our eyes was just like, God, like, like, you put this in our hearts and everything to do this, like, for you. And, we're just seeing the way that everything is heading right now. And, it's not good. But we trust in you. And, and we know that you're going to rebuild it. And literally in a couple months and everything like that, like, now we have more members than what we had before. So you see, like, God, God removed what he had to remove.
That's a lot of deal, bro. Mm-hmm. As long as you guys stay with God and you guys maintain that communication with God, literally the sky's the limit. No matter what comes towards you guys gonna be fine. Yeah. As a musician and also as part of the group, What are some of the bucket lists you guys have? You guys have not yet, or some of the plans you guys, for the year?
Yeah, some of the plans that we got, as a musician and everything, is to keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
So get into more genres and everything, explore different kinds of like songs and everything, to like kind of like add that into like like our music, like the style and everything. Mm-hmm. And as far as like the group goes, like the bucket list for the group is just to keep growing, but keep seeking God at the same time.
So yeah, because for me, as in that group, just in Episcopal church, because playing songo and worship. It's for me.
Songo's fire though.
Songo, right? Yeah. But it's like for me to like transition to what you guys doing now, CCM music. For me, it's such a struggle for a drummer because I feel like we play just so at a high pitch of like a tone, and the BPM as well is always quicker. For CCM, I feel it's much slower, which is not bad though because I feel like that transition of music kind of saved Christian music. Yeah. Because I felt like there was a struggle, it was a battle in Christian music kind of. It was only one genre of music. That's the correct way to do it. But I feel like CCM music kind of like came in the picture and it kind of like made us rethought. It's like, yo. Yeah,
like CCM, like if you see like for example like Maverick City Music, like Hillsong, like Elevation Worship,
amazing.
All those groups, they use CCM, and people like what it is about CCM is that it's not so elaborate when it comes to like like the instrumentals, like playing and everything. But when it comes to the lyrics, it's very like lyrical. So people like see that and they're able to sing to it. Yeah. Compare like for example like I don't know you compare it to, but maybe like 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 other type of like genres. Yeah. Where like the lyrics, like people sometimes like it's hard for them to like understand.
Definitely.
In CCM music, it's more like okay. Like,
it gives the voice now voice type of thing. Yeah, it's definitely understandable, bro.
It's like less about the instrumental, more about the lyrics.
And that's definitely very important too, because also it's also important too because new people coming in church needs to understand what we're singing. Because it was just straight into music and I'm just got to yo se mueven la música, but it's like I can't hear the lyrics. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And this is the thing that I've always thought, like me being a musician and everything, like like I enjoy hearing the instruments and everything, like what the guitar is doing, what the drums doing, what the bass is doing, what the piano's doing. But if I'm gonna be like like a normal like person walking into church and everything, I'm not even gonna be hearing like the instruments like that. Like I want to hear the lyrics. Like what are you saying? What are you singing?
Because then when you go to church, all this stuff is going on. What's important is the preaching.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, all right, bro. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely it's a blessing. I'm definitely gonna have you back in the channel. I keep saying this for every single one from you guys from here in worship. But I want to have one where you guys are all together and we could definitely create something amazing.
No, yeah, I can't wait for that. Like I feel like what we could do for that and everything, it's just a suggestion. Yeah. It's like have like like kind of questions, like between us all. Play like a game and type of sense. All right. Cool. Between us all. Cool. Have some fun with it.
I'll jot that down. Definitely. All right, bro. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll link my boys' IG down below. So follow him on IG. Follow Haven. Follow me also on the platform. And then also follow the channel's platform too. Thank you, bro. Que no sin Dios, no forget, que no sin Dios, la cosa le sale en cara. Until next time. Peace.